I have the lovely Bramley with me. So last week we were doing some work on the positions, so I just want to carry on doing a little bit of work surrounding that. So obviously if you want to keep your dog in the down for longer, you need to make sure that you start feeding in between these paws. Now, what I do find really useful is actually holding the food behind my fingers because it will keep the dog down for longer, and then releasing. Down. Down. This way, it just means that you can actually really proof that response and make it easier. Now, always, when we start our training on the floor, so you will have to make sure that the minute you start getting up, that you get the same response, so you're going to have to proof that as well. So back into the down for Bramley, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, down. Yay! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a little tickle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ooh, and another little tickle. So, we always talk about food rewards, and we also talk about lures, using toys, and obviously affection. Those three, when you marry them together, you can get a really good response. Don't always get caught up in the fact that you're going to have to feed all the time, because that's not the case. And that works incredibly well. So I also want to do the look command, because there's going to be things that are going to be a little bit scary outside in the big bad world. And this is a good way of starting. 2 treats. 1 treat's going to go up to Bramley, your eye line. As Bramley connects, you're going to give food out the other hand. Look. Yay! Look. Well done. Now, to make sure that Bramley understands that the acoustic verbal look means connect to my eyes, we need to make sure that when we pop the treat out stretched, we're going to pop that command in. Look. Yay, well done. Look, oh, beautiful. Well done. And that really does make a difference, because obviously, as I always say in every single video, these dogs don't speak English. What we're doing is we're putting verbal acoustics to these commands to get the dogs to understand. But they tend to be perfectly honest with you, follow your hand signals more than they do the verbals anyway. Whoa. And that's why I like starting really on with that luring, because it makes all the difference. Whee! Ooh. I'm also going to pop in some of those control exercises, because they're just a great way of bonding. So we're just going to pop that food in between my legs there to make sure that Bramley's brave enough to go all the way through. Boo! Dun, dun, dun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pick Bramley up. Once they've gone through the legs a couple of times and got confidence, oh, what's this? Yay! And a beautiful sit by the side. So, as I said, these control exercises quite like doing just when you're out on a walk and you've got a bit of spare time and you're somewhere where you can actually do them, because they're a great way of building trust, and it's just a really good thing to do. So again, jumping up, just block. And it was just all I did was move my body language forward, and that's enough actually for the dog to understand I shouldn't do that. So again, you see the difference? Make sure you reward, because that's so super important. They need to get paid at this early stage. We can always phase out the food rewards later. Again, we've done some of the control exercises, so we're going to send a Bramley round the back. Now, if Bramley's a little bit reluctant to move, throw that food, it'll get them going. Woo, well done, well done. So that's the actual heel finish itself. I'm going to pop Bramley round the front, nice little sit in front. The finish itself is all the way around an anti-clockwise direction. As you move your foot together, you bring Bramley in nice and close in a beautiful sit. And as I said, these are nice control exercises to help bonding with your dog. So, Bramley. Want to make sure that Bramley comes for his name. So super important. And it's really hard sometimes because I know Bramley is a boy, but he's got the most gorgeous eyelashes in the world that sometimes you can't help but think he's a girl. I've never seen anything quite like it. They're stunning. Whee! Yes, lovely. And then we're just going to do a little bit of play as well, just on the top of that, because we know that this is really your thing. Whee! Ooh. Ooh. Just going to lay that on the floor. Yay. Now don't worry if sometimes the transition of using food and then when you go to get your lure out, they're not quite so interested. It's just the switch from the food being really good and they're like, actually, I think I prefer to use that. Now, I say every dog's different. Obviously, you're not on the actual physical group and you will see that during the training sessions, they will kind of dictate what they want to use during that training session. You really get a real feel of these dogs and what really floats for them. Just want to get that chase in, see if Bramley's interested at all, and that's fine, not today. But he's done really well on the rest of the elements today, so I'm really super pleased. Following my hands, really starting to lure, taking all the other commands in, being fantastic at